wanted to share how I fixed the scissor spring on this vintage climber that I've been working on. I kind of had a conundrum because the scissor springs today are not like they were before 1975. They don't really fit in the old knives, and they operate differently. So I've been waiting, trying to buy an old vintage knife with scissors so I could just borrow out that old vintage spring, but they don't come up very often, and when they do, if they're in, you probably have to buy the $50 to buy the whole knife just to get the spring. So I gave up on that idea, and I had asked on Swiss Army Knight's forum if modern scissor springs would fit an old knife pre-75, and the answer came back no. But I got tired of trying to find vintage springs, so I went ahead and I ordered modern scissor springs anyway. And I was able to get 6 of these for $1.80 delivered with shipping from an outfit called Buffalo Gap Outfitters on eBay. So I was glad I got 6 because I did break one, and it took me the second try to get it to work. But the issue really is, first of all, if you have scissor springs that are broken and you've got a little stub or something in there, you're going to have to get it out. I use a piece of wood like this with a hole drilled in it to support the base of the scissors. And you've got to get a really small nail, something like that, or maybe even smaller like that, and position it in there. It's got to be small enough to go through that hole, but catch that scissor spring. And then come along with your modeling hammer or something and gently tap it through there. Get it out where you can pull it out with pliers or something, but that's how you get it out, and that's how you seat the new one as well. But the issue is that hole is much smaller than the new scissor spring curl. So you have to make this fit that, and that's the first issue. And that's actually pretty easy. What I did there was I just took some needle nose pliers and I crimped it smaller, and then kind of bent it straight. So the idea is to make a smaller circle out of that larger circle. And then once you get that down in size and get it in line, after a lot of futzing around, if you're patient, you'll be able to pop it in there. Now, one thing you have to make sure of is that you get it seated very flushly, because these tolerances on these knives are very tight, and if there's any part of that sticking out on either side, it'll catch on the liner. You won't be able to close your scissors. So again, once you squeeze it in there, and I start off by squeezing it in with my needle nose pliers, but to protect the scissors themselves, the finish on the scissors, I'll slide a little piece of cardboard or something behind there and just try to squeeze down on the top of that scissor spring. Get it close, and then go back, put it on your board and tap it in the rest of the way with your nail. Just give it a little tap. Just check it, see that it's flush. So now once you have that taken care of, you got another issue. The scissors won't close all the way and nestle down into the knife because this return in the spring keeps the scissors from closing all the way. And so that's the difference in the modern design. The old design was just a single leaf swept up from the bottom to the outside, and these come up the inside and then bend over and curl out to the outside. So you have to go back in there with your pliers and crimp that down. And the idea is you want to be able to get these scissors so they close just like that, all the way down on themselves. Get that handle so it'll come right down in here. Otherwise, your scissors aren't going to close. But once you do, you've got working scissors. And they're not perfect. They really don't open up as much as they should probably. But they work, which is better than before. So you've got working scissors now. And if everything's in line, they should close and fit right in there, which, let's see here. Make sure I'm getting this done right. Yeah. So yeah. Again, not perfect, but better than it was before. So anyway, if you've got a vintage knife with those old scissors and the spring is missing or broken, which is often the case, you might be able to make that work with new modern scissor springs. All right. Thanks for watching, and have fun collecting.